Hey folks, Eric here. Let's talk about mic placement. Recently I've seen a lot of confusion online with people not sure about mic placement or which mic to choose, and so I wanted to clear up some of those questions today. There are generally two types of microphones in terms of placement and which direction you want to have your sound source. So you have a side address microphone like this Audio-Technica AT2020, and right now I'm speaking into the side of that microphone. And then you have a front address microphone like a Shure SM58 or other vocal mic. And so in a front address microphone, you want to speak directly into the top of the mic. Now, a lot of times I see people incorrectly using a side address microphone, like here's another AT2020, and they're speaking into the top of it. And so if you look actually in the microphone, you'll see the diaphragm is parallel to the length of the mic. And so you want to be sending your sound, or your voice in this case, perpendicular to that surface. And if I shine a light into the front of this mic, you'll actually see the diaphragm through the back. You can see it there. And so notice that it is in this direction, and I'm speaking perpendicular to that diaphragm in the mic. Now, once you determine which plane the diaphragm is on these mics, so this is a side address mic, you still may be confused on which end is the front or which end should be pointed towards your artist or performer. Well, some mics actually will tell you, if you can see in there, that this is the back of the mic, and they may have front written on it. Otherwise, you'll notice that there's more information, manufacturer's information, or labels on the back of the mic. There usually is more buttons and switches because that's kind of the end that the engineer, the sound person would be at. And then you'll have more of the kind of logos and things on the front of the mic. So here's an example of a AKG C414, and you see the logos on the front of the mic. They also have a gold grill, and then on the back is more controls and kind of manufacturing information. So let's talk in the wrong side of this mic. I'm talking now at the top, or the front address of this mic, and you notice it's going to be a lot softer because that's not where the pickup pattern is, and you may also get kind of a hollow sound, losing the kind of fullness of the mic. Don't speak into the back of your Cardioid Pattern microphones. Now I'm speaking to you through a front address microphone, so notice I'm talking into the top of it, not the side. And this is a Shure SM58, kind of the standard for vocal mics as far as live performing and singing. And it's a much quieter mic. This is a dynamic mic. It doesn't have any of the electronics, a condenser mic like these other ones, the AT2020 I showed you. So I actually have to boost this. It's about 10 decibels higher on the gain just to get it close to the same level as that condenser mic. So it's a much softer signal, which means you have to turn up the gain a little bit, and you might have to get closer. Notice I'm less than an inch away trying to get a good clean signal. So now the proximity effect still applies here. So if I get a little further away, you're not going to hear as much bass, although the volume is so soft. It would be hard to use this at a distance that you could use with a condenser mic. So for close-up singing, and also, to avoid feedback in a live performance situation, these are good because they're very close. So you really only hear what's very close to the microphone and in front of it. And you notice if you hold it incorrectly, it gets very soft and you lose all that bass and body to the noise. And then if you go to the back of the mic, it's very soft because it's rejecting most of that. It's called a cardioid pattern. So it's very little here, and most of the pickup is out in front of the mic. And so you really want to hold this directly towards your sound source, in this case my voice, and keep it very close. And also, please don't put your hand over that because that affects the way the mic was designed to work. You want that grill completely open to get the response that's intended for this microphone. So don't grip it like that. It changes the sound. Keep it nice and open. Hold it on the part that's intended to be handheld. Another important topic to talk about is the proximity effect. And the proximity effect is generally when you get closer to your mic, you're going to get a boost in the bass frequencies. So you'll hear a fuller sound, but it can also be kind of too boomy. And so I'm going to just demonstrate that by getting closer. And as I get closer, I'll definitely be getting louder, but also probably boomier, and then I risk popping. So I just mentioned avoiding pops, and one way to do that is obviously just having distance so that the wind coming from certain consonants don't cause pops in the mic, but the other is using a pop filter. And so basically a pop filter is just a thin screen that stops the wind but lets most of the sound through at different frequencies. And so here's a specially made one for this mic, but a lot of people you'll see will kind of made homemade do-it-yourself versions with stockings, hosiery wrapped over a wire frame or maybe a wire coat hangers. And so I'm going to talk and intentionally pop and do wind, and you're probably hearing that. It sounds pretty bad. And now here's me doing the same thing with this pop filter, hopefully preventing too many of those sounds. Pop. Thank you for joining me today. Please like and subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.